In this episode of Licks and Tricks, you're going to learn a little device called 3/2. Basically, it means you're going to play 3 notes over 2 beats. More specifically, you're going to play a triplet over 2 beats. And the note placement to get this triplet to sound right is very specific, and we're going to show you how to break it down and understand precisely where your notes belong so that your triplet plays smooth and flowing over those 2 beats, walking you into the 3rd beat if you're starting on 1, or the 1st beat if you're starting on 3. All right, so the best way to do this is just to jump right in. So let's do just that. Okay, see that figure there in front of me? That's what 3/2 looks like. You got a 3 with brackets over 3 quarter notes followed by a half note. So those 3 quarter notes are the 2 beats, and that half note is the next 2 beats. So the 3/2 segment is just 2 beats, and then the half note is 2 more beats equaling 4 beats to complete the measure. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So now we're going to break it down. All right, so the first thing I want to do here is I want to demonstrate exactly what we're going for. Now you'll notice we got 2 measures here, played over an A7 and an E7. This is the last 2 bars of a solo, okay? So here's what we're going to do. And that second bar that you're seeing there, there's the 3/2. So listen carefully, all right? Okay, that's the sound of 3/2. And that's what you're going to learn to do, all right? So now we're going to break it down and show you how to count it out. All right, let's break this down for real now. I've started here showing you the original figure again, the bracketed 3 quarter notes, demonstrating that this is a triplet. For the first 2 beats is a triplet, and then you're followed by the half note for beats 3 and 4. Okay, so what we first want to do is reorder things a little bit. So now we take the quarter notes and turn them into 3 sets of 2/8 notes. All right, because each quarter note is comprised of 2/8 notes. Well, we have 6 notes here. Technically, we have 5 beats now, but we know that there's only 4 beats. So we have to now create out of those 3 beats, 2 beats. And here's how you do it. You go in and you reorder the 8th notes. You order them into 2 groups of 3 notes, 3/8 notes, creating 2 sets of triplets. The first set of triplets is the first beat. The second set of triplets is the second beat, followed by the half note for beats 3 and 4. We now have 4 beats. So we're back to the land of 4/4. Yay. Okay, so now here's where we get down to specifics. You take and set up the triplet feel over 2 beats. So you look at that graphic, you'll see an 8th note on the first part of the first triplet. And so that's the first note of the first triplet. And then you see another 8th note on the third part of the first triplet. Then in the second triplet, you see only 1/8 note on the second note of the second triplet, followed by the half note, which is beat 3 and 4. So here is how you do it. You'll notice I've underlined one, and then and, followed by 3 and 4. So here's how you count it. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So you're playing 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So you're just playing the 3/8 notes that are highlighted. There's the essence of 3/2. All right? So go ahead, pause the video right now and practice playing this. Count it out. Clap on 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Clap on the specific notes you're supposed to play while counting it out. Then, when you're ready to continue, we'll keep going. Okay, now, you want to smooth this out. So we remove rests, and we now employ ties. That's the swoopy line, if you don't know what a tie is. The function of a tie is to take two of the same notes and join them together as a single entity. So you play the first of the two notes that are tied and carry it over, let it ring out through the second note that's involved in the tie. In this case, you play 1, hold it over for and, then you play and hold it over through 2, play and, hold it over through and then play 3 and hold it over through 4. All right? You're still playing the exact same place. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. You're just carrying the note over until you play the next occurrence. That's it. Okay? Again, pause, practice this, get it clear in your head, play through it, count through it. And if you need to rewind to review any of the explanation, by all means, do just that. Then, when you're ready to continue, we'll keep going. Okay, what we're going to do here is have you play an actual example. And what we've done for this example is we've left the triplet eighths in place so that you can count through it, seeing each of the 1 and 2 and notes. You'll see the ties joining the first and second notes, the third and fourth notes, and the fifth and sixth notes together, and then 3 and 4. All right? So, and this is how you get that smooth flowing thing where everything runs into each other, right? That's what the ties are designed to do. So your third finger is on the 7th fret of the 5th string. Your second finger is on the 6th fret of the 4th string. And your first finger will be covering the 3rd string at 5 and the 2nd string at 5. Okay? And what we're going to do is actually leave them planted and let everything ring out. Even after we're done playing, we'll just let it ring out. Okay? So your first note, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Here we go again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Now, in case you're interested, what we're actually playing here is an E augmented. Here's your root, here's your 3, here's your sharp 5, the augmented tone, and another root, E. All right? And it's a very common chord used at the end of blues progressions. So pause the video. If you need to rewind and listen to it, do that. If you can play along with it, do that as well. get the feel down, then pause and practice it yourself and put a metronome on at a nice tempo where you can manage to play through at that speed and make it smooth and flowing. And when you're ready to continue, press play and we'll keep going. All right, now we're going to do a version that starts on 3 instead of 1. Remember, it doesn't matter whether you're starting on the first or the third beat, it's counted exactly the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to have you start on the 7th fret of the 3rd string and bend up to 9. And then you're going to lay your first finger down across the 1st and 2nd strings. And then come to the 8th fret of the 2nd string with your 4th finger, 5th fret 1st finger, 3rd string, 3rd finger at 7, 1st finger at 5, and this begins the triplet. And you're on the 7th fret of the 4th string, 5th fret, and back up to the 7th fret to finish things off. So if you want to just kind of walk through this, just to get your fingers used to what you're playing, go ahead and do that. And then when you're ready to continue, we'll walk you through playing it in time. Okay? All right, so basically what we got going on here is we're counting in triplets so that when you go into the 3rd and 4th beats, you'll be already oriented to the triplet feel in counting out the 3/2 part of the first measure. Okay, so here we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and Okay, let me go through that one more time. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and Okay, that's it. There you go. Now, pause. Rewind if you want to walk through the demonstration again, and then pause and play through this at a tempo you can actually play it. Then, when you're ready to continue, press play and we'll keep going. All right, there you go. 3/2 explained in detail. Now, this is a very important technique for you to get down. We've given you the tools, and so therefore the power, to be able to use this cool technique wherever it would sound good in the music you play, or even in soloing, right? So take your time, go through this. If you need to go through the whole thing again and review it, just to make sure you understand everything, by all means, do just that. You can never study things too much in some cases. And this is one of those cases, because this involves very precise placement of notes in order to create the sound that 3/2 gives you. Eventually, you'll go from being more mechanical to being more of a feel player when you use this technique. You'll still put the notes right where they belong, but you'll feel it because you've played it enough to get that sense of where those notes belong, and you won't have to count it so much anymore. And that's when it gets really cool. All right? So that'll do for this episode. We'll see you soon. Hey, thanks for watching. If you press the little red button down there in the corner, you'll be subscribed to Outsmart Your Guitar. If you then hit the notification bell, you'll be informed when we upload new material, which is usually around once a week. Below the video in the description, you will see a link that will take you to where you can download a PDF of the lesson material that accompanies this video. All lessons contain a link to give you access to the written material for that lesson. Below that, you will see a link to Patreon Outsmart Your Guitar, where I have a lot of material that isn't included here. So you may want to check that out. There's 2 levels of subscription. I'd really appreciate if you would become a patron by subscribing at one of the 2 levels and help support my efforts to continue to provide high quality lesson material for you to help you learn, play, and grow to become the guitar player you desire to be. All right. Thanks very much for your time. I really appreciate it. And hey, we'll see you soon.